Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about aortic dissection. In aortic dissection, if this is the intima, this is the media, okay, and this is the adventitia. Now whenever there is rupture in the intima, the blood from the in the blood vessel that will seep through this intima and it will reach the media and it starts accumulating in the media, and as a result you will see that there is a blood filled channel which is present in the aortic wall. This is called as aortic dissection. Now this aortic dissection may or may not be associated with aortic dilatation. Now this aortic dissection is seen in two groups of peoples. One, those who are more than 40 to 60 years of age, with almost 90% of patients suffering from hypertension. Whereas it is also seen in second group of people where they are younger adults but they have some connective tissue disorders, like they may be suffering from Marfan syndrome, right? So now these dissections, if you see, they are iatrogenic. Sometimes they can be iatrogenic, that is, they can be due to catheterization procedures or cardiopulmonary bypass, grafting. All these can also result in these aortic dissections. Rarely, if you see, pregnancy may be associated with aortic dissection, especially in the third trimester or after third trimester. And this aortic dissection can also occur in syphilis, that is, medial scarring can occur, or atherosclerosis can occur, and this can also result in aortic dissection in syphilis. Now if you see the pathogenesis of aortic dissection, why is there aortic dissection? This aortic dissection can be because of medial hypertrophy of vasa vasorum. Whenever there is medial hypertrophy of vasa vasorum, this may be associated with degenerative changes such as loss of smooth muscle and disorganized extracellular matrix. So whenever there is loss of smooth muscle or disorganized extracellular matrix, that will result in this intimal tear, which will result in aortic dissection. And some conditions like Marfan syndrome or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, these are also copper metabolism defects, okay, all these will damage the media. So as a result, this will, along with the hypertension, all these will damage the media, which will result in intimal tear, thus seeping the blood into the media, creating a separate channel, which is aortic dissection. Right? Now if you see, the next is, we will see the morphology of aortic dissection. So the most frequent pre-existing, even before the before the aortic dissection, in some cases you will see presence of cystic medial degeneration may be seen in some patients even before the occurrence of aortic dissection. Right? Now slowly you will see marked degenerative changes may be seen. Now aortic dissection mainly initiates with the intimal tear, as I have already said. So these intimal tear can occur, if these occur in the ascending aorta within 10 centimeters from the aortic valve, okay, they can occur within 10 centimeters from the aortic valve. So these intimal tears are zigzag edges, and they are almost 1 to 5 centimeters in length. Okay, so these dissections can extend towards the heart or they can extend away from the heart. These dissections do not just occur in aorta, they can even extend to iliac arteries and they can extend to femoral arteries also. right? So these aortic dissections can also rupture, thus resulting in massive hemorrhage if it ruptures in the thoracic or abdominal cavities, or it can rupture in the mediastinum, thus resulting in cardiac tamponade can be seen. And here the aorta looks like as if it has two lumens. So as a result, the aortic dissection is also called as double barreled aorta. Okay, so now we will see the clinical features. In the clinical features, the morbidity or mortality of dissections depend upon the type of the aorta. If you were asked what is the most common and most dangerous type of lesions, they are proximal lesions, that too type A dissections. Okay, I will just tell you these dissections. Okay, see, we have, this is the abdominal aorta. So thoracic aorta, ascending aorta, arch of aorta, and the descending aorta. I will draw three of these. We have three different types of aortic dissections based on the classifications. Okay, in one type, the dissection is present involving the ascending aorta, arch of aorta, complete descending aorta. Okay, this is one type of dissection which is present. In the second type of dissection, the aortic dissection is only present or only limited to ascending aorta. In the last type, the aortic dissection is only limited to descending aorta. So we have two classifications. One we call it as Stanford classification. Second we have DBK classification. DBK classification. Okay. So in the according to the first classification, Stanford classification, we have type A and type B aortic dissections. So this is type A aortic dissection, and this one is type B aortic dissections. That is, type A are proximal aortic dissections and type B are distal aortic dissections. Okay, so these two are involving the ascending aorta. So these two are type A, and this is involving only the descending aorta. So this is type B. Then we have one more classification which is called as DBK classification. In DBK classification, this is called as type A, this is type B, type 2, this is type 3. Type 1, type 2, type 3. Type 1 is involving the ascending aorta, arch of aorta, and descending aorta. Type 2 is involving only the ascending aorta. Type 3 is involving only the descending aorta. Okay, so these are the types. Next, if you see, so if you were asked what is the most common in this, if you were asked what is the most common one which is leading, what is the most common one, this is DBK type 1 or type A or proximal aortic dissection is the most common, and also this is the most dangerous because this is involving the whole aorta. One, second, it is proximal lesion, so as a result it is more dangerous. Okay, now if you see this type A dissections, in type A dissections, rapid diagnosis should be done with intensive anti-hypertensive therapy should be done, and you will have to surgically repair it because it is more dangerous. You should do it, you should act fast for it. So you should do rapid diagnosis and rapid treatment, and you will have to do surgery also for this type A. Okay, whereas for type B, and if you do surgery for this type A, then this is both. Okay, for type A, if you do surgery, then it can save around 65 to 85 patients it saves. In type B, if you see, this type B patients can be given conservative management, and there is 75% of survival rate. Here, even after the surgery in type A, the survival rate is only 40 to 60% even after surgery. Okay, so this is about the aortic dissection. Thank you for watching.